Hello friends, let us talk about multiplication. Multiplication has a beautiful property called commutative property. You multiply 7 to 3, that is 7 multiply 3. It is also the same as 3 being multiplied by 7. The order doesn't matter. I came across a question that proves the commutative property of multiplication, and it is a very great example where this can be used to educate people about commutative property of multiplication. The question is as follows: like there is a sale in a shop, the pair of jeans is up for sale at $50. 50 is the tag price. Now there are two things that has to be taken care of. One is there is a discount going on. Okay, the discount is 20%. It's a great deal. $50, 20% discount. So you get a great deal of money saving. Now, there is another thing. There is a tax component. So whatever you buy, you pay tax on it. So how we bring commutative property in this question is like this. We give you an option. You buy a pair of jeans at $50. You pay 10%, 8% tax on the top of the price. You buy $50, you pay, and on $50 you pay tax. After paying tax, then you ask for a discount. So you are given a discount of 20%. Option number one. Option number two is you take a discount first on $50 and then pay the price, pay the tax on whatever comes out. These are two things. People get confused. You know, this is the kind of questions that our kids will face in later life. And there is nothing challenging about it. The only thing is how we learned our arithmetic operations. I want our kids to start learning these basic arithmetic operations and make the ground on which their mathematics is standing so strong. The foundation should be so strong that this kind of question, I'm challenging any 10th grader, 12th, nobody has been able to answer this question correctly. No one from the group, no one from the Facebook page. You meet anybody in life, challenge him with this question and see the result yourself. And now, this is what I say. When we do homeschooling or when we talk about education, it is about repairing the damage done by schooling, repairing the foundation, making the foundation strong. Even if we are taking longer to repair the foundation, we can build a higher, more story building on that. So this question is just a brain teaser to prompt you that what else you have forgotten. And one thing, what all you never learned. I also never learned. I put in extra efforts to learn about what I missed during schooling so that I can bring it to you now. Okay, so get back to the question. Enough of this bhashan. Now, I will take it to the whiteboard and explain to you how it is done. The pair of jeans costs $50. Okay. Now, if I apply the tax first, if I apply the tax of 8% first, I say, okay, I will pay you the tax first. So the 8% is the tax. I pay 8% of on $50. So 8% of $50 is how much? You know how to calculate 8%? We will take a class where we'll teach the kids calculator tricks to calculate percentages. That way, they will get more familiar with the percentage. Anyway, 8% of 50, simply 100%, 8% of 100 is how much? 8 is 100, 8, right? If it is 100, 8% is how much? 8. If 100 becomes 50, then 8 will become 4. So 4 is the answer here. 8% tax is $4. Now you add them up, the answer is $54. Okay. Now next, if it is $54, then you have to pay, get the discount. So you get the discount of 20%. When you get 20% discount, now how do you calculate the 20% discount? Very simple. If it is 54, you very well know what is 10% of 54. 5.4. Double it. It is 20%. So in order to calculate 20%, there are two ways to approach it. Make 10% and double it, or use fraction 1/5. Okay, we choose to double it. 10% of this is 5.4. We double it. 5 double is 10. 4 double is 8. So 10.8. 10.8 plus 50. It has to be subtracted from 54. The answer is how much? 43.2. People are saying $38 and all this kind of stuff. They have either forgotten their mathematics or they have never learned it. Okay, anyway, excuse me for this. Now, option number 2. Okay, now the option number 2 says, okay, let us go to option number 2 here. Option number 2 is GNC is same, $50. Fine. Jeans is same price. Jeans is same price, $50. Now discount is 20%. I say give me discount first, I'll pay tax later. I think that if I take discount first, then the tax component would be less because price would be less. This is what my thought is. Suppose what happens? You pay 10%, 20% on this. How much is 20%? Discount on 50. Simple. Take 10% and double it. 10% of 50 is 5. Double it, 10. So the $10 is the discount I get. And I have to pay $40 here. $40 is the price of the jeans after discount. Now I pay the tax. I say, oh my goodness, I am very clever because I will be paying tax on less money. Fine, I pay 8%. How much is 8% of 40? 8% of 40 is again very simple. You can simply multiply it and divide by 100. So it is $33.2. 8 4 are 32, 3.2. When you add them up, it is 43.2 here, 43.2 point here. Surprise, surprise. What is this? The issue is you are applying discount, you are applying tax, but they are commutative. They are being multiplied anyway. This is the problem. That's where the key lies. Because of multiplication's commutative property, you apply discount first or you apply tax first. The answer is going to be the same. It is only a question of either you do it this way, you multiply 8% tax. 8% tax is how much? 1.08, right? Multiply 1.08 and then multiply by 0.8. 0.8 is what? It is the discount. And you are multiplying. Now do it either way. You multiply with discount first, that is 0.8, and then multiply the tax, that is 1.08. You will end up paying the same. You can't escape it. So the deal is still the same. This is the kind of question. It doesn't require much arithmetic. What it requires is more of a logic, more of a reasoning. What I insist and what I offer to kids is learn these logics. I have not invented this question. Don't think that I have invented this. No, I have not invented this. I just have grabbed these questions from the books already written. I care to read. This is all I have. The teachers of school, they say, okay, they know enough. And whatever they know, they simply teach the kids. I think the kids of today, they need more of logic, reasoning, creative mathematics, so that they understand the beauty of mathematics and the application of mathematics. And it is up to everyone to find its own magic, their own beauty in mathematics. Somebody may find a simple equation beautiful, somebody may find it there is nothing in it. So that is an individual taste. We are just trying to project mathematics in a positive way and not calculations. Here there is no calculation. Any person, grade 2 student can do this calculation, right? But today if he learns the commutative property of mathematics, of this multiplication, we don't know where else he would apply it. This is the reason I want to bring that higher level mathematics to them today. Once they understand it, they would be doing wonders. So that's it. Keep at it, keep curious, and we'll be back again with something else. And all the questions These are not my inventions. I have not invented any questions. I am just a curious learner. I read here, I read there, I read many books during the day. These questions come from the books. I don't invent anything. I just tailor or I choose what could be used as a learning exercise for grade 2 student or grade 3 students to make their fundamentals good and encourage them to use logic and argument more in mathematics rather than just rote learning everything like that. See you again. Thank you. Bye-bye.